Fractured Online has a huge amount of ways to die. The best way, of course, is to dive into a group of enemies unprepared. But the first few times you will probably kick the bucket because you don't know what the tiny little symbols below your health bar mean. To provide you with a better understanding of the majority of deaths you will face in the world of Fractured Online, I will show you what each symbol means with a few pointers and how to counter them. Starting off with poison. It can stack from 1 to 100 with a higher damage output the higher the number is. This damage ranges from 5% to 30% of your maximum health every 3 seconds. Meaning if your maximum health is 1000, at 100 stacks you will receive 300 damage every 3 seconds. The duration of this ailment is as long as you have stacks, which decrease by 2 stacks every second. Luckily, there is an easy way to completely cleanse your current poison with a herbal remedy. These can be crafted on the run with easily obtainable herbs, so stack up on those before you meet your maker. Otherwise, you can obtain a curing spell to cleanse the poison from you and or your teammates. Next up is the bleeding ailment. It also stacks from 1 to 100 with a damage range of 2 to 8% of your maximum health every 4 seconds. Furthermore, you will receive half of that damage every 0.5 seconds if you move. Therefore, if you see this ailment on your screen, stop moving or use a curing spell. Duration wise, the bleeding stacks will drop by 2 every second. Next off is Corrosion. This ailment is accompanying basically every acid spell and stacks up from 1 to 100 with the effect of lowering your armor by 4 as well as damaging you for 1 per stack. The duration is a bit shorter since it drops by 5 stacks per second, but can also be cleansed right away with certain spells. We will finish the first bunch of ailments with the shocked status. With this one you lose 2 shock resistance per stack, while having a chance of 0.4% per stack to be paralyzed for 0.4 seconds when new stacks are added. To put this into perspective, when you have 80 stacks and receive a new one, there is a 32% chance of getting paralyzed. The shocked status will lose 5 stacks per second, being curable by spells as well. The next 2 ailments we will look at are a bit different regarding the stacks, because the effect of the ailments will change when reaching 100 stacks. Beginning with the warm status. Basically every fire spell as well as the heat from the weather system brings a bunch of warm stacks with it, with each stack lowering your fire resistance by 4, while the drop rate of the stacks is again 5 per second. Reaching 100 stacks you will burst into flames, taking 100 fire damage every second for 4 seconds, while your fire resistance is reduced by 400. The way to avoid gaining 100 warm stacks from spells will be in dodging those while the stacks diminish over time. The weather system itself will be explained in another video, so stay posted. The opposite of warm is cold, of course, again stacking from 1 to 100, while each stack will lower your ice resistance by 2, but also lowering your movement speed by 0.5% per stack, meaning you will be slowed by up to 50% at 100 stacks. The decrease of the stacks will again be 5 per second. Reaching 100 stacks, you will freeze on the spot. This frozen status will stun you for 4 seconds, while it lowers your ice resistance by 200, but also increasing your armor by 300. And that's it for the stackable ailments. Of course there are a bunch of other ailments which will limit your combat capabilities, like the Errand armor status or the silence effect. If you want a more detailed video on those type of ailments as well, leave a comment down below. I thank you all for watching and hope all this information will help you staying alive in the world of Fractured Online. Have a great day or evening, and goodbye.